your long work history say about your case? Well, it really tells them a couple of things. First of all, it gives them the ability to identify specific skills that you've done in the course of your work history. The reality is, if you've worked for a long period of time, you've acquired various skills in different jobs, depending on the kind of work that you've done. If most of your jobs have been unskilled type of work, well then probably not. But if you've done semi-skilled type of work where you've acquired some skills, that long period of time where you've worked consistently gives them a court an indication of what kind of skills you've acquired. Mind you, they usually are only looking at the last 15 years, but that information is important. Consistency of work. Interestingly enough, most people probably switch careers or switch job professions about 4 or 5 times. But the powerful part is that when you're working consistently over a prolonged period of time, the type you've done on a consistent basis is important to Social Security because it gives them an idea of the kind of work that you've done, especially when they're trying to determine if there's other work that you can do in the future. But the biggest thing I tell people is credibility. I hate to say this and so forth, but when you look at someone who has worked consistently for a long period of time, most people will tell you when they're applying for disability benefits, they would much rather work than applying for disability. But trust me, your work history will actually support that. So, like for instance, I've had clients that literally have made $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year, and now they're applying for disability benefits. And they'll be the first one to tell you, why would I want disability benefits when I was rocking $30,000, $40,000 a year? Trust. Social Security recognizes that the same as well. But those things play a nice part because they're looking at you, because when they look at a worker, and people, do not be offended, because there'll be people out here that I've had will sit here and say, oh, are you trying to say that I'm not credible because I haven't worked very much? No, I'm not saying that, because what I'm saying is that everybody's case is a case-by-case basis. I had a lady that I represented who hadn't worked in 30 years. Why hadn't she worked in 30 years? 2 reasons. One, her husband worked and she stayed home and took care of the kids, and she helped him run his company. But what happened was when she was helping him run his company, he was paying himself, which he was using to support the household, but he wasn't paying her. So looking at her work history, it looked on its face like she hadn't worked, but in actuality, she actually did work. But it's important that when Social Security is looking at you, they're taking into consideration a lot of things. Consistency is one of them, in addition to credibility. More consistency than anything else. Because by demonstrating to Social Security that you're saying, I have consistently worked all these particular years doing this particular type of work, if I could still do that type of work, I would. But unfortunately, my impairment prevents me from doing so. A lot of that actually may add to demonstrating and supporting that your condition is at such a level that you are disabled.
Tune in tomorrow as we talk about what does your long work history say about your case.